The truth is, I love spending time with senior citizens. When I was young, every Tuesday, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. So every Tuesday was Adventurous Senior Citizens Meeting. That was a weekly Bible study for seniors. And my brother and sister and I were honorary members, okay? And I had a ball. I love those seniors, and they loved us. We were their children, and they were our grandparents, okay? And I listened greatly to their wisdom. So now, as I'm older, I appreciate my time with singers. So one of my favorite singers to me was Miss Linda. Miss Linda, man, has such a sweet spirit. And one day, what started out as a small conversation about how to learn to make bow ties turned into a beautiful one that makes me smile every time I think about it.
Grabs plate of food, bottle, and book. Jonathan puts on ball cap and moves to sit upstage left at table.
Woo, honey, I've been sewing since I was a little girl. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to stay up all night making outfits to wear to school the next day. Oh, yeah, and I have made maternity dresses for my sister, sundresses for my daughter. Oh, matter of fact, I made my daughter's prom dress. Yes, I did. She wanted some crazy style, and I had to use 2 different patterns, but I did it. Yes, I did. In fact, I made my granddaughter's Easter dress. Ooh, and she was the cutest thing ever. And I made me want to match. We was twins that day. But I hadn't sewn for a while, so I made that dress, and I was pretty proud of myself. But that's what got me going again and back in the zone. But what I really want to do, I want to learn to tailor. Yes, I do. I want to sew an outfit and tailor it, and that's what I really want to do. But see, I done learned long ago that there's only certain materials honey, I can work with, and silk ain't one of them. Woo, child, I made an outfit one time that came out looking like a Gordon Gartrell. You know from the Cosby Show when Denise made that outfit for Theo? Honey, so it's very important to know what materials are good to work with. My mother taught me to sew, and she taught me how to do it well. Mama didn't play. She stressed that the inside had to look as good as the outside. If the stitches ain't straight, you gotta take them out and start over. When I sew, I gotta be focused, you know, because that's what I learned. And now I got me my own sewing room to do my work. Yes, Lord. When I shut the door, everyone knows to leave me alone. I turn on my music and I go to work. Sometimes I play classical, sometimes I play jazz, but mostly, baby, I play Motown, huh? Honey, I love me some Motown. Can listen to it all day. Yes, I do. It just inspires me to work, you know? It just saddens me that the people don't teach it no more. Sewing is a lost art. Honey, when I was in school, we had to take sewing and cooking and typing. That's what kept us busy and our minds active. In fact, one summer, I made my children learn to sew. By summer's end, they both had made their own pants, shirt, and a vest to complete the outfit. And now, they don't ask me to sew nothing for them because they know how to do it. Well, unless it's a big project, then I help out then. But honey, those children, these days, they don't know nothing. Ain't that right, Miss Gwen? Mm-hmm, see, she know. She a seamstress. But baby, I plan to keep learning and growing. Shoot, I ain't too old. I'm gonna find a class, learn how to tailor, and then learn how to quilt. Shoot, I wish these young people would learn how to pick up new techniques and learn them. But I'm telling you, you go on and get in that class and learn how to make that bow tie. Ain't nothing but cutting 2 pieces of pattern together and fabric and just sewing them together. It's easy, you can do it. I think you need to get moving before you late for class. We'll talk later. Miss Linda was so cool to talk to, and she could make a mean sweet potato pie. Baby could throw, okay? I appreciated Miss Linda's passion about her work, you know, and I wanted that passion. I needed that passion about my work, and so I took up her challenge to learn to make a bow tie. I got into a sewing class, and look, booyah, there we go. So that's one thing I have learned, and I have more items on my learning list to do. One of the more impactful afternoons was one day when I canceled rehearsal and just had a lunch chat with my choir members. See, an opportunity had opened up for me to develop a choir of members from the homeless community. I found out that's how they like to be referred to. And while we sat and ate, we began to talk. Different ones openly shared about their lives and struggles with drugs and alcohol addiction. Bertha, who is the outright leader of the group, shared things I never knew about drug addiction and her personal life story.
Grabs bottled water and chips, puts on winter hat.
Oh, yes. The dope dealer come after you, especially when you try to stay straight. Now, see, because then you're messing with their money. They learn your paydays, and when your government check come, oh, yeah, they coming for you. And they be like, well, you know your credit good, so come on and get a taste. And I'm like, I don't even want it. You know, I'm done. You hear me? I am through with that. And I've seen people who they don't get it. They get mad. I mean, like, I'll kill you mad. It's crazy. No, baby. You ain't getting too personal. Because, see, for me, this is part of my recovery. And deliverance is to talk about all of this. I ain't ashamed, because not being ashamed is how I stay out of it. Now, this is the longest I've been without that drug. And you know how we was talking about pride? Well, this part of it. My kids have never seen me like that. No, sir, never. And to this day, I wasn't going around them like that. And to this day, my kids say, Mama, thank you for not letting us see you like that. No, sir. And to this day, I thank God I didn't take that mess around my family. But look, let me tell you something about that drug. It will cause you to steal and do things that will hurt the people you love, and you can never take that stuff back. And let me tell you something. I was going into the store with a bag just like this one. And I would go to the corner store and go to the cooler and put like 6 bottles of them in a bag and just walk out. Because of that drug. It will make you do some crazy things. I did this for about 6 months. Do you hear me? And let me tell you what happened. I walked in the store one day and I got 6 more bottles and I left. But somehow I dropped my keys. And I went back a little later and I asked the manager if he saw my keys. And he was like, it's you. You all over my cameras. I could have went to jail, baby, because of that drug. And let me tell you what I found out since I've been off that drug. I didn't know people can actually smell it through your skin. I didn't know. I'm telling you, I didn't know. Not until I got off that drug and was around people and started smelling it through their skin. Baby, it's true. It just seeps through the pores. Now, I thought I was fooling people, but I wasn't. People can tell. They know. And when I think back, because see, this is what happened to me. I had to leave my first husband because he was abusive to me for 23 years. When I left him, I didn't have no income, no nothing, and I wasn't taking my kids out there with me on them streets. So I had to sign my kids over to his care. The day I signed my children over to him, I lost it. Do you hear me? I was so hurt. I mean, I'm a mother without her kids, and I was just devastated. So when I got my mind together just a little bit, I began staying with this older man who knew me and my situation. But he warned me to stay clear of his nephew and not talk to him. He said I must not talk to him because I didn't know nothing about that cocaine. So I come home and I'm just filled with guilt and can't stop crying. And this guy's nephew comes to my room and says, I'm going to give you something to ease that pain. And I didn't even know what I was doing. And I just did what he told me. And that's how I got hooked, baby. He gave me the pipe and said, put this up to my mouth and said, pull. And that was it. I was hooked right then. And once you in it, that's it. You will chase that drug until you ain't got nothing left. You will chase it until using all of your resources just to get a hit. And I thank God I didn't get hooked on crack. Because when you snort up or shoot up, it gets physical. You must have it. You must do it or you're going to be sick. People cringe because that drug is attacking your bones. So when you see people scratching themselves, it's like they're trying to scratch themselves on the inside, but they can't. And I have seen people defecate themselves trying to get that drug, and when they don't get it, they just lose control of their body functions. But see, when you smoke that pipe, it's a mental thing. Because once you get that feeling that you ain't never had before, your mind goes into overdrive, and it makes you chase the dragon. That's what they say. You will steal, hurt, lie, and do whatever you gotta do to get it because it works on you mentally. Crack gets you in the mind, heroin attacks the body. And I had a friend whose whole family was hooked on the blow. He brought a pack home and they all snorted up until they got down to like that much. And baby, when I tell you they fought, they fought. Do you hear me? They was throwing punches at each other. Somebody brought out a knife. It was to the death over there, over that much blow. 5 people fighting over blow. Because they knew if they didn't get it, they was going to be sick. And baby, when I tell you, I have seen women and men do some disgusting things. Do you hear me? Disgusting. If you ain't got the money, they will make you do some crazy stuff just for an 8-ball. Mothers doing their sons, fathers doing their daughters, brothers and sisters, but it's like my grandmother used to say, that sin will take you farther than you want to go, and so will that drug. But I'm free now, free from all that mess. And you know what made me wake up? The dealer came to me one day in this bad suit and had this awesome car, and he said, thanks, you helped me buy that. I was done. Do you hear me? Done. All right, I cried so hard that night because here I am struggling, but realize I'm giving away all my money away and he living better than me. I cried out to God and my pastor and I got delivered that night. And I got help and I've been clean ever since. And now, you know what I really want? See, singing is what kept me at peace when I was in those streets. And honey, I can sing. Do you hear me? When we go to Washington, I want to lead a song for the president because I am an awesome singer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do you hear me? And I just want the world to see my gift and how awesome I am. That's what I want. Mary in the kitchen. Let me go make this play for this woman. But you think about what song I can lead out there because I can do it. I know I can. Mary, you better wait. Here I come. All right, we'll talk later, baby. That was probably one of the most powerful and intense discussions I've ever had. Here's the truth. I've got skeletons in my closet that I'm not proud of. There are things that, I've had my share of struggles, my ups and downs. But no matter how bad I felt about myself or my past, I had to give thanks to God because things could have turned out another way for me. The human journey isn't always pretty, but the beauty comes in learning from each other's story to better our story.